Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandragon's Cave. Today we're gonna be talking about Momonosuke from One Piece. I would like to kind of connect a little bit some of the pieces I've been explaining lately regarding the ancient weapons. I think Momonosuke is one of the three ancient weapons. Feel free to check my other videos to see some explanation. I think Momonosuke is Pluton. So I'm gonna explain why I believe this. We have Shirahoshi, that she's Poseidon, and she controls the Sea Kings. And then I have another theory about Bibi being Uranus, and all of that information will be revealed most probably at the end of Egghead, beginning of Elbaf, when she returns. Then we know another character that is behaving like Shirahoshi, like Bibi happened in Arabasta, and this is Momo when he has the headaches and he's connecting with Zunesha. I'm not saying that Zunesha is gonna be the kind of king or the monster, the sea king in this case. I think as we have underwater multiple beasts, I think for each one of the weapons you will have multiple beasts, and then you have the conduit, or the person who controls it, and in this case it will be Momo, and then you will have a ship, like in Shirahoshi's case they have Noah. So we know that he's able to communicate with Zunesha, but I think Zunesha, I will leave all this information probably for another video, but I think Zunesha is not an elephant, is someone who is being put into the elephant. And well, I can talk about it a little bit first, so we take that out of the... I think Nefertari, the Lily from 800 years ago, is her mind is being put inside Zunesha's as a punishment, and I think this was made with Trafalgar Law fruit, whoever had it 800 years ago. So I will talk later a little bit more about this, but basically what I want to say is we see Robin and Law going into these depths under Wano, and with Momo's grandfather, and there he reveals that Pluton is sleeping there. There's some theories online connecting this mini story in the covers with Gedatsu, the priest, one of the priests from Enel's saga, and I think that's gonna be true, and everything is connected. We have this kind of lord, they have this mole, lord of the land, that helps Gedatsu moving from one place to another, and then he met with Toto's brother, and they create this bath and these tunnels connecting to Arabasta and everything. And if you think about it, Arabasta is, if you see my previous video with Bibi, is in theory the place of the another ancient weapon, that in this case is Bibi. So what I say with this is, when Oda refers to Pluton being sleeping, I think that means that that's a live creature. It's not a ship as everyone expects. I think, as you see in my previous theory, that there are 6 weapons in total. 3 are the real ones, like Shirahoshi, the monsters, and Noah. and the contrapart, man-made, that the world government used to actually defeat these real weapons and fight against the clan of D or whoever was the fight at that point. But what we know for sure is this little information that is given by Iceberg when Nico Robin is gonna kill him, and then she shoots at him and everything. So I think that's gonna be really important later, because there's a lot of connections with Pluton and Frankie and Iceberg and shipwrights. So what I mean with this is there's gonna be multiple land creatures. In this case, the elephant originally could have been one. In another case, it can be a giant mole, like represented in that mini story with Kedatsu. That same guy, that mole, it could be one of these beasts that is moving around. But I think there's another creature, or multiple creatures, under Wano, waiting for someone, in this case Momo, to reveal the power and be able to break the borders. So we know that Zunesha is commanded by Momo, and we can think, okay, this is gonna be the weapon. But in reality, and it is said as well that her task is to destroy. I think he's gonna destroy those walls around Wano and open the borders. The Kosuki need to open the borders. Momo is gonna order it. This, in this case, is gonna be Zunesha. But what I mean is there can be other monsters, other land kings, land creatures, like this ones sleeping under the city. To let me see this hand here. To basically compare with Shirahoshi's power. I don't think it's connected only to one monster. It's human and one monster. That will be two left to the lock at the end. And on the contrary, I think everything is really prepared and meticulously prepared by Oda to do something like this. So we have here Momo from the beginning. This is around Punkasar saga, and this whole bit when he ate the Vegapunk modified fruit as a dragon. We are missing here this bit. I think there is a reason why Momo decided to kind of stay, protect, don't destroy the borders, wait a little bit and do all these things, because obviously having been such a character important since the very beginning in the new world, and the whole story with his fake father Kinemon, and basically we haven't been following the log post at all. If you think about it, we have been actually helping Momo to save his country, and I think that's really important. And I don't think that's just something that, oh, we are gonna defeat Kaido and we are gonna go and that's it. I think what this really means is that this kid is more important than we think, and that's why all the hype, let's do here, that's why all the hype and all the story as well with Yamato, that Yamato is gonna stay with him and he's gonna help. So you need to build the character so he can appear at the end of the story again and help Luffy in a way. And the only way that other people or old characters are going to be showing up in this case, like Shirahoshi, is being being a powerhouse, being a force of nature, in this case, ancient weapon. So I think soon it's gonna be revealed. Let's do this bit like this, yeah. And this is really a samurai haircut, really funny to see Momo the whole time with this hair. And now this bit, more or less up to here, yeah. So soon we will know more information. I think we need to wait until Elbaf is finishing, and I think info about BB is gonna be coming out. The Ancient Weapon Uranus is coming out, and then later on in the story we will come back to Momo. We will come back to Wano when we don't remember what's going on, and we are thinking, oh, what is he gonna be doing? So then it will be revealed. That's why he will come back, because there's no other way actually for him to come back. He's not like, oh, what happened to this random character that we met in this story is gonna be coming back. Oh no, but Momo, it has a lot of story. That's telling me two things. One, it's coming back. Two, it's Ancient Weapon, because the headaches and the connection with Zunesha. I think maybe what he was hearing in the when Zunesha was talking, it wasn't only Zunesha, it was these other monsters living and sleeping in under Wano territory. Like you see Luffy having this uncomfortable situation, listening the Sea Kings talking while they were sailing downwards and going closer and closer to Gyojin Island. So let's make now this like this. I think when Oda is referring to something sleeping there, because Sukiyaki actually says, yeah, you have this, the ancient weapon it's sleeping there. And Momo is waiting. Why is waiting? He's waiting because I think it's connected to this. It needs to wait till a certain time that this beast awakens. And now we have seen Luffy is having this power of awakening. For example, in this saga of Egghead, he awakened this, well, we believe he awakened this giant from the ancient time. And then as well Luffy called and was connected to Zunesha somehow, recognizing Luffy as Joy Boy, like so the hand here, like yeah, like Joy Boy is here again. So all these characters are connected, and we will see soon the information. Let's see the hand. Just try to focus a little bit to this part, and so it actually makes sense. This is coming from here and then it goes down. It can be like this. Okay. And then as well we finish this part here, and yeah. So this bit. Okay, let's do some of this pattern Peach, because it's Momo, it's representing Momotaro. In the folklore, Japanese folklore, Momotaro traveled with a series of animals representing the dog, representing the pig, representing as well a pheasant. And he's been talking about a lot about these things, a lot of comparative story as well with what's been happening with Sentomaru. Sentomaru is actually representing the character, but Momo is taking the references for the peach and the colors as well. So, as I was saying before, I don't think Oda is leaving to lock and to let's see what's gonna happen. Everything that is happening now in New World is for the end of the story. And if Momo said he's gonna come back as an adult, as we saw that he transformed, and controlling the power. And what we need by the end of the story is basically a military force, and this military force is coming from the weapons in different aspects, and all of them are related to Luffy, and they are friends with Luffy. So what I mean is, if Momo is gonna come back, obviously at the moment he can come back as a massive monster dragon and fight the enemies, because by that point he will be much more stronger. But at the same time, we have these kind of connections with the ancient weapon behavior, that in this case is Shirahoshi's behavior. We always take that as a reference, because we don't know anything about Oda hasn't been sharing anything specific about the weapons apart from that. So if Momo is doing the same things, as Shirahoshi was doing, that tells me that the end of this character, or the future of this character, is slightly connected to Shirahoshi. So let's do the shoes so they don't look too weird like this. Here, later we will paint it with the typical brown color. So in the cover story for Kedatsu, we have this mole that he finds, and then he fights the mole. The mole is called himself the Lord of the Land, or the Lord of the Underground, something like that. But then he fights and loses, so it's under control of Kedatsu. It is a giant mole, not as giant as Zunesha or the sea monster, but it's a giant mole, and it can be, let's do the fingers more or less like this. It can be that something like this, because all the cover stories from Oda always give you some ideas of something that is going to happen next, and it's kind of foreshadowing story. And so far, that's the only one that has nothing to do with anything that is going on at the moment. So it may be related to Momo, and because all these connections that they are doing now with Sky Island, with things from the past, with things from Skypiea, it can clearly be information about this. And we need this kind of triangle. Saying we have the sea creatures with Shirahoshi, we have the flying creatures with Vivi, and then we have the land creatures with Momo. So Joy Boy, that represents Luffy at the end of the story, to fight this enemy from 800 years ago, that it's Imu. It will be exactly like it happened before. So let's say the good guys having this power to be able to defeat the enemy, and then the enemy having these mechanical ones, that's actually the one that Frankie had the blueprints, to contrarrest and to fight back against these monsters. So let's do these flowers. There's 1, 2, 3, I think it is 3 here, another one here on the side, and then we are here. This is opening, yeah, like this. Good. So I think personally it can be really interesting, because they pumped a lot the whole concept of Wano, Momonosuke, the dragon, eating the man-made fruit, and all of this, having a monster that it can relate to these other monsters, controlling them or being the leader of these monsters, it can be really interesting. They have been showing Momo the whole time as a leader when he's not ready. So he is a kid, now he is a adult in a, well, he's a kid in an adult's body. So he's as a figure that represents Wano. So they have been given him a lot of responsibility. If you read a little bit about Japan and other Asian cultures or even Egyptians, you have these things with. Let's take this a little bit thicker and we can do the hair. You have these rulers like the pharaoh, the shoguns, and everything that they actually start reigning and being the leader at a really young age, and they need these retainers like he has with Kinemon and the group to help him and to guide him and to teach him how to do the things and what's the correct things and etc. So he has these people already, and he's gonna be ruling there already, because the saga ended up well for him, and now he's the shogun. He has this massive power that he's a massive dragon, peach colored dragon, and on top of that you have this connection to Zunesha that he can control Zunesha. I think Zunesha, before 800 years ago, was part of this group of land kings or land monsters controlled by Pluton person, but Imu or someone close to Imu and Joy Boy and this group that from the 800 years ago, because Nefertari the Lily, I think he's the one who actually revealed and messed up Imu's plans, and I think actually Lily was the previous Uranus. To avoid further fight and to have everything under control, I think let's put it like this. I think Imu used Lost Fruit to do the swap of the hearts like they do in Punk Hazard when this group of people is introduced, and he put Nefertari the Lily inside the another weapon, in this case Zunesha. He or her mixed these characters and then punished Zunesha to walk, blah blah blah, only being controlled because he's tied. The Sea Kings can't do whatever they want, so they need permission from Shirahoshi, like Zunesha needs permission from Momo. So I think that's the way that they won, having lost fruit, swapping the bodies of one of the conduits, in this case the human that it was Nefertari the Lily, putting it inside Zunesha and making the other ancient weapon, in this case old Pluton, to be the only person able to control Zunesha. So kind of messed up the whole idea of the real in the flesh weapons, and that's how, and that's why the bad guys, let's say the world government, was created, and they were able to take control of everything. Probably at some point I do another video talking only about Zunesha, or only about the connection I'm doing with Lily, Bibi's ancestor. But for the time being, I would say that it can connect in a very interesting way. For the storytelling of One Piece, it could be because you are connecting all the characters that you already have, given the moment that we are now, that is the end of the story. And maybe Oda said already last year, I think it is, that around 5 years more time and we are done and we finished. So I think all the characters that we know already are gonna be giving some information, and they are gonna be important for what it is actually the final story. And in this case, it will be interesting if the reason of winning the battle is because in this case, 2 of the ancient weapons, the most controversial ancient weapons, that in this case we don't know anything about them, Uranus and Pluton. It's really confusing. It will make sense for me that they are connected, and we don't know anything about them because something happened to them. Something happened, and that's why Oda is keeping it for a very, very long time under secrecy. Because if he reveals this info before, you already have the whole plot of the end of the story, like, okay, so that's why they lost, and that's what you need to do. So I think what Momo is trying to do, he's waiting there to open the borders, because he read in the information in the journal that Oden had, that he has, because Yamato gave it to him. He read this information, and he read who was the real one now. He read that from Arabasta you had this other ancient weapon, and now currently is Bibi. So I think all of this is going to be revealed after the Elbaf saga, because Elbaf we will focus in Bibi, being Uranus, and the return of Bibi to the crew, etc. Let's paint a little bit here as well. Yes, I'm trying to do a little bit of shade already, like to make 2 different tones. I really love to work always with color pencils. I think more than digital, because it gives me this freedom of being able to change the colors and change the tones as I go, and I don't have to go up and down much. So more or less we have this part here. I'm gonna be doing as well now what is the top of the head, that it's like gray. It has a little bit of tone of a blue, so what I will do is do this tone first with a normal pencil, and then with a little bit of light blue like this, to give this impression of the hair has been cut very, very short. Yeah, it's looking interesting like this. I like it how it looks. It's bluish like this. Now just let's give a little bit more of gray, so we blend the colors there. Okay, nice. We missed this bit in pink as well. And then we are gonna do this scarf. The Ponkas are the scarf that it's more reddish. We will use different tones, I think, to make it a little bit darker. So as I was saying, when we always read One Piece, if you read the manga, we have these mini stories, and the mini stories are always showing a character. Like at the beginning we have Boogie, and Boogie is how, after he's defeated at the beginning, what happens until we see him again. And all of these stories are always connected to the main story, and Oda started doing this more and more, and the only one so far, it is the only one that we don't have any information so far, it is actually the one with Hidatsu and this kind of massive mole. It connects to Arabasta. Arabasta, we know that is the other ancient weapon, probably Uranus. And the old Arabasta had Nefertari D. Lily. It will be a really nice and funny way to connect Nefertari D. Lily with this mini story to Momo, the Kozuki, and at the same time the future of the ancient weapons in this current story time. So let's do. We have this pinky color, and then we have a little bit darker tone of pink. That I'm gonna do this part here and this bit here as well. Maybe a little bit of tone like this to make it pop a little bit. and these flowers as well are with this tone a little bit more darker. There is a lot of info that it has been given to us with this. I'm gonna paint it pink, but it's gonna be more orangey in a second. There's a lot of info that is being given to us regarding Momo, and most of us thought that Momo was gonna join. It's gonna be Momo and Tama may be the apprentices in Luffy's ship, and they will go with them, and he will transform and learn and all the haki and everything, and learn the writings from Robin as well, but it never happened at the end. So we actually know all this information. We need all this information to be kind of passed as well to him, and a really good way to do that is to reintroduce him in the story later on, and having to talk with Robin. I don't think he's gonna learn from the grandfather all of these things, because as we've seen, the grandfather was revealed, obviously, but I don't think it's going to be a reference. Well, Oda can perfectly leave it like that. And whatever info he has is because, okay, he had a chat with the grandfather, and we are good with it. There will be no problem there. But I think it will be more interesting for me for the story if he's going to be actually the weapon, that at some point, him, Shirahoshi, and Bibi come back to this main story. They stay with our guys, with the crew, and they learn plenty of other things that they need to learn. It can be really interesting. I think this drawing is being quite quick to do this time, because it's a smaller character, and just gonna be adding a little bit of details here. I want to do this a little bit more dark, like this. I like it when it has a little bit of extra tone. But yeah, everyone, you feel free to check my other theories about the ancient weapons, about Bibi, about Momo. Check out as well my crocodile video. Crocodile and the Ancient Weapons is called. There's a lot of information on what I think Crocodile is gonna manage to control these mechanical weapons as well, and to fight the government. And that's a very interesting video to watch, and it's connected to this story. Probably soon I do some as well, talking only about the mechanical weapons and what they can be, taking references from NL and taking references from Frankie and Tom. But at the moment I'm enjoying a lot doing this kind of drawing and talking about theories and about, in this case, the ancient weapons. I hope you like the videos, and if you like or you have some theories, feel free to talk a little bit about the story or whatever your ideas, and leave it in the comments so we can discuss it, and let's see if together we can find the One Piece and discover all these nice stories and that are unraveling soon, and they are all connected. So I think for today this is gonna be it. This is DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23, you can say it as you want, and I hope you like the video. This is gonna be Momonosuke is Pluton video, and I hope to see you in the next one. This is DavidViadel23, and this is the Mandragon's Cave. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Thanks.